All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today in part 2 of our Miss Bonnie doll, we are going to be making the dress. So just the dress, the ruffle, the blue, and then the ruffle, okay? So in the description box, I'm going to have a link to part 1 and part 3 of this little crochet along. So you are going to need one skein of the color you've chosen for the main color. So the main color on this one is white, and the main color on this one is that royal blue. And then one skein of your secondary color, which on this one was pale plum, and then this one is wildflower, the variegated. And of course, you're going to need your 4mm hook, your stitch marker. You're going to need, oh, excuse me, you're going to need scissors, a yarn needle to weave in your ends, and then whatever you've chosen to use as the closure for the back of your dress. But like I said at the beginning of part 1, you can use strands of your yarn, you can use buttons, just make sure your buttons will fit through the holes on the back of your dress. You can use hook and eye closures. I ended up, I'm sorry, I bumped that. I ended up using, there we go. Using these sew-on snaps with needle and thread. Just, it's super easy to do. But anyway, so that's all you're going to need for today, or well, for this episode. For Pete's sake, if I could talk today. That is all you're going to need for part 2 of our Miss Bonnie doll. So get those supplies together and let's just get right into it. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to get my main color, which is this really pretty royal blue. I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook. Make sure you have enough tail to weave in. Okay, and we are going to start with a chain of 33. So I am definitely not going to make you watch me chain 33, so I will be right back. Okay, so I got my chain of 33 done, and I'm going to start row 1. We single crochet into the second chain from our hook, so not this one, but that one right there. We're going to single crochet right into there, and all we're going to do is single crochet into each chain, all the way down the length of our chain. Okay. One single crochet into each chain, and I am going to get mine done, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've come to the last chain, so I'm going to single crochet into the last chain, chain 1 and turn. And for row 2, we're going to single crochet into the very first single and single crochet into each single. So just single crochet all across your singles, and I'll come back when we get to this very last single crochet. So I'll be right back. All right, so I'm coming to the end. I have a few more single crochets to work into. This one and one more right there at the end. It's a little tough to see. It's right at that end. All right, so now I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and to move on to row 3, we're going to repeat row 2. We're going to do the exact same thing. Single crochet into the first single and single into each single across. All right, so I'm going to let you guys finish row 3, and I'm going to get mine done off camera, and I'll be right back. It's going quick so far. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have single crocheted into each single all the way across, and I should have told you guys, but I didn't. I completely forgot about it. You're going to have 32 single crochets for row 1, 2, and 3. 32 single crochets. Okay, so let's go on to row 4. We are going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to single crochet into the very first single crochet, So I'm going to go right in there. And we're going to single crochet into the next 2. 1 and 2. We're going to single crochet increase into the next 1, 2. A single crochet increase is just 2 single crochet into the next stitch. Okay, so we just single crocheted increase, and now we're going to single crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet increase into the next. And that's what we're going to repeat across our row. Increase, single crochet increase, single into the next 5. Let's increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single crochet increase into the next. All right, so you repeat that across your row, and we're going to end with a single into the last 4 single crochets, okay? So we work the increase, single crochet 5, increase, single crochet 5, and then you work that across, and then you should end up with a single into the last 4. So I'm going to get mine done, and I'll meet you when I get to the end. Okay, so I worked my increase, single crochet 5, increase, single crochet 5 across, and I am going to end with an increase and then a single into the last 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is the end of row 4. And you should have... Okay, sorry about that. You should have 37 single crochet at the end of row 4. All right, so we are going to chain 1 and turn. Oops, I chained 2. Chain 1 and turn, and we're going to repeat row 4, single crochet into the first 3, increase, single crochet 5, increase, single crochet 5, increase, single crochet 5, increase. Repeat that across. The only difference is we're going to increase and then single crochet into the last 3. We're not going to have 4 like row 4 did. We're only going to have 3 at the end, okay? So go ahead and work your repeat, which is the single into the first 3. 1. I'm trying to make this hook stop squeaking. All right. Single crochet into the first, single crochet into the next, and the next, single crochet increase, single crochet into the next 5, increase, 5, increase, and then when you get to the end it should be increase, single into the last 3. All right, I will be right back after I get mine done. Okay, so I have worked that across, single crochet increased into the 4th to last. So now I have my 3 single crochet left, so I'm going to single crochet into these last 3. Is that what I just said? Oh my gosh, this hook is driving me insane. Let me see if this hook will not squeak. Nope. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so let's just move on. That was the end of row 5, and you should have 43 single crochet. We're going to move on to row 6, chain 1 and turn. And row 6, we're going to single crochet into the very first single crochet into the next 5 single crochet. So what we should have is 6 single crochet together at the beginning. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we're going to single crochet increase into the next single. single crochet into the next 6. And that's what we're going to repeat. Increase, single crochet increase, single crochet into 6, single crochet increase into the next, single into the next 6. And we're going to repeat that across our work. We are going to end with a increase into the second to last single and 1 single crochet into the last single crochet. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that across. Single crochet increase, single into the next 6, increase, single into the next 6, increase, single into the next 6. And I will meet you when I get to the end. Alrighty, so I'm coming to the end of row 6, and I worked my increase. I have 1 single left, so I'm going to single crochet into that very last single crochet, chain 1 and turn, and we should have 49 single crochet. So for row 7, we're going to repeat the exact, well, not the exact, I shouldn't say that. We're going to repeat row 6, single crochet into the very first, single crochet into the next 5, so you have a total of 6 single crochet, single crochet increase into the next, single crochet into 6, increase, 6, increase, all the way across the row. The only difference is we're going to end with a single crochet into the last 7 single crochet, okay? We're not going to increase into that last. We're just going to work 7 single crochet into the last, single crochet into the last 7 single crochet, okay? So to go over that again, we're going to single crochet into the very first, then into the next 5. So that's going to give us 6 single crochet right there. Then single crochet increase into the next, single crochet into 6, increase into the next, 6 increase, 6 increase, 6 increase, all the way, increase into the 8th from last, single crochet into the last 7 single crochet. All right, so I'm going to get mine done and I'll be right back. Okay, so I made it across row 7. I have my, where's it at? Okay, so I have my increase right there and a single crochet into the last 7, and you should have 55 single crochet. Now we are going to move on to row 8. In row 8, we are going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to single crochet into the very first single crochet, and we're going to single crochet into the next 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. All right, so you should have 7 single crochet right there. And now we're going to single crochet increase into the next. And then single crochet into the next 7. And that is our repeat for row 8. Single crochet increase, single into the next 7. Increase 7, increase 7. And you're going to repeat that all the way across for row 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. And you're going to end row 8 with a single crochet into the last 7 single crochets. So I'm going to get mine done and be right back. Okay, so I've worked that across. I have single crocheted into the last 7 single crochet, and you should have 61 single crochets now. And we're going to move on to row 9. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to start our sleeves. So we are going to single crochet into the very first single, and we're going to single crochet into the next 7 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 8 single crochet right here. Now we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. Okay, now we're going to skip 13. So don't count the one you just single crocheted into. Go to that next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm just going to grab that next one and give it a little bit of a tug so I can see where I need to go. So the 14th one is the one I stretched. And we're going to go right into that one, single crochet. Oops, dang it, I just lost it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Single crochet into the next, and single crochet into the next 18. So you'll have a total of 19 single crochet. 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, slack. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, now we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Skip 13 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then single crochet into the next, and then single crochet into the last 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good deal. So we should have 8 single crochet, chain 8, 19 single crochet, chain 8, 8 single crochet. Okay? All right, so that was the end of round 9. Round 10, we are going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to single crochet into each of our singles. Go ahead and get these done real quick. So there's my 8 single, and now we're going to single crochet into each chain. So the back of the chain's facing me, so I can see my back humps. And the easiest way I do this is to count. I know I have 8 chains, so I need 8 single crochet. So I go straight into the top loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then single crochet across the 19, and then count your 8 chains, single cross those 8 chains, and then single crochet across these last 8 singles. The reason why I'm telling you guys to count across your chains is because it's really easy to skip that very first chain. So this very first one and that very first one. So if you do your 8, count your 8 single crochet, and then count your 8 chains, go ahead and count your 19, and then count your 8 chains, and then count your 8 last ones. So then you're going to know you're going to be on count. So I'm going to get mine done, and I'll come back and tell you guys how many single crochets you have. You should have, let's see, 8 and 8 is 16. 16 and 16 is 32. 32 plus 19, 51. Ah, I did it right. All right, so you should have 51 single crochet. All right, I'm going to get mine done, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I have my row 10 done. I have my 51 single crochets. So we are going to chain 1 and turn, and row 11, 12, and 13, we are just simply going to single crochet right across. Nothing or not nothing, no increasing, no chaining, nothing. We're just going to single crochet into each single, chain 1, turn, single crochet into each single, chain 1, turn. We're going to work that for row 11, which we're doing right now. So we're going to single crochet all the way across for row 11, chain 1, turn, row 12, single crochet all the way across, chain 1, turn, row 13, single crochet all the way across, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get my row 11, 12, and 13 done, and I'll be right back. All right, so I just finished my row 13. So when we single crocheted into that chain, that was row 10, 11, 12, 13. So now what we're going to do is bring our two ends together, and we are going to slip stitch to that first single crochet right there, because now we're going to start working in the round. So slip stitch, chain 1, and we are going to work a double crochet increase back loop only into that first single crochet. So scooch over that slip stitch a little bit right there. You see your single right there? We're going to work back loop, double crochet increase, 1 and 2. So the double crochet increase is just 2 doubles into 1 stitch, and then we're going to back loop. Check my pattern, make sure I'm doing that right. Yep, back loop, double into the next double, back loop, double crochet increase into the next, and that's what we're going to repeat around this entire round. We're going to be working in the back loop only. Can't get any slack. All right, so this entire round we're going to work in the back loop only, but we're going to work increase, double crochet increase, double, double crochet increase, double, double crochet increase, double, all the way around. And I will meet you when we get to that last single crochet, okay? I will be right back. All right, so I have repeated that around, and I come around to a double crochet increase into the very last single crochet. Remember, back loop only, all the way around. We're not going to do that anymore for this pattern, okay? We're going to work straight into both loops now. All right, so for round 15, 16, 17, and 18, we are going to slip stitch to the very first double, which it's kind of a little sideways right there. Slip stitch into there, chain 1, and double crochet into each double crochet around. And that's what we're going to repeat for 15, 16, 17, and 18. So I am going to get mine done off camera, and I will come back when I finished round 18. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished round 18, and I'm going to slip stitch to my first double crochet right there, chain 1. In row 19 we are going to double crochet increase into that first double crochet, so that's 2 doubles into 1, and then double crochet into the next 2, 1 and 2, double crochet increase into the next, double crochet into the next 2, and that is what we are going to repeat around. So you're going to double crochet increase into the next, double into the next 2, increase, double into the next 2, increase, double into the next 2, increase, double into the next 2. Repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you when I get back to the beginning, okay? I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I've repeated that around, and I have ended up with an increase and then 1 double left, so you just go ahead and double into that last double. If you don't come out exactly like that, it doesn't matter. Honestly, past double in here, past the round that we worked our first round of double crochet. Why are you not focusing? The first round of double crochet on, the stitch count doesn't matter. So if you guys aren't exactly the same as mine, it's not a huge deal. Don't even worry about it, okay? All right, so let's slip stitch to that first double. Slip stitch to that first double, chain 1, and for round 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, all you are going to do, slip stitch to your first double, chain 1, double crochet into the first double, and double crochet into each double crochet around. And that's it. So round 20, which we're doing right now, round 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. All you're going to do is single crochet around. So if you guys want to get a piece of paper and make little tally marks, or just work it and then count it later, however, that is what we are going to do for the next 6 rounds. All right, so I am going to go ahead and stop my camera here and get my 6 rounds done, and I will be right back. Okay, so I finished round 25. I double crocheted into that last double, so now I'm going to slip stitch to my first double, chain 1, pull up a loop, and we're going to fasten off. Now you can go ahead and weave in your ends if you want to. I'm going to leave mine right now. I don't need them. I don't need to weave them in. I am going to go ahead and go on to round 26. So I'm going to get my variegated. You guys can get whatever color you're using. And where is my dress? Can't find my pattern. Oh, here it is. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so for row 26, or round 26, we're going to get a slip knot on our hook and make sure you have enough tail to weave in. And I'm going to go right back into that same double crochet that I slip stitched into. So if we look, there it goes. You can see right here, that's the slip stitch, and then that little hole right there that I'm covering and uncovering, that's the top of that double crochet that we slip stitched into. So I'm going to go right back in there with another slip stitch, pull that tail, and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to count as a treble. And what we're going to do for this entire round, we're going to work 3 treble into each double crochet. So we are going to get this nice pretty ruffle at the bottom of the dress. So yarn over twice, scoot that over, go in, and this is my yarn is going to be quite splitty. So that's 2 treble, because that chain 4 counts as a treble. And here is my 3rd. So now jump to that next double. We're going to work 3 treble. If you guys can hear that humming in the background, I'm rendering a video down, and it's, I don't know why, but it makes such a loud humming sound while it's going. Alright, so I got 1 more treble. Just like that. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. 3 treble into each double crochet. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a homework portion here. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want my video, or I don't want this video to be 4 or 3 hours long. So what I'm going to do, what I want you guys to do is work 3 treble all the way around, okay? And then when you get back to the beginning, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch to that 4th chain, okay? And then you're going to chain 1, double, or I'm sorry, not chain 1, chain 4, and then treble into each treble all the way around. So you're going to do that for round 27, 1 treble into each treble all the way around, 1 treble into each treble all the way around, and then repeat that again for round 28. All right, so you're going to have, this is round 26, 3 treble into each double all the way around, get back to the beginning, slip stitch to that 4th chain right there, chain 4, 1 treble into each treble all the way around. That's round 27, treble all the way around. When you get back to the beginning, slip stitch to the 4th chain up, the top of that chain 4, treble into the next treble, 1 treble into each treble all the way around. Okay, so that's round 28. So I am going to work, so this is what it should look like when you're done. You have 29, 3 treble in each, or I'm sorry, what did I just say? 26 is 3 treble in each double all the way around. 27 is 1 treble all the way around. 28 is 1 treble all the way around. And then round 29, you are going to single crochet into the where am I at? Right here. Chain 1, single crochet into the top of the chain 4. All right, chain 3, single into the next treble. Chain 3, single into the next treble, all the way around. Oop, not that, right here. Just like this. Single, chain 3, 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 all the way around for round 29, okay? I should write this down, right? Because I don't want you guys to get confused. I'm going to do it real quick. All right, so 26. 3 treble into each double, okay? Slip stitch to top of chain 4. Chain, not 1, chain 4. 27 and 28. Treble into each treble all around. Slip stitch to top of chain 4. After round 28, chain 1 instead of 4. So we're just going to chain 1. Round 29, single crochet into the top of the chain 4, chain 3, single crochet into the next treble, chain 3, and you're going to repeat from the asterisk all around. All right, and I am going to come back when I get to the end of my round 29, okay? Like I said, the reason I want to do this is because I want to try to keep this video from being like 3 or 4 hours long, because it will. It takes quite a while. But so if you need any help at these rows, or I'm sorry, at these rounds, email me. My email address is in the description box. All right. So I'm going to get these done, and I will come back as soon as I finish, as soon as I get to the end of round 29, okay? So I will see you guys in a minute. Okay, so I have worked the 3 treble into each double, the 2 rounds of 1 double into each, or 1 treble into each treble, and then the single chain 3, single chain 3, single chain 3. Work that all around. And we are going to end with, so I am in the second to last treble, so I'm going to chain 3, single into that last treble, chain 3, slip stitch to that first single, I got a strand in there. There we go. Chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. All right. So that is the end of the bottom of our dress. I really like these colors together. And you can see that I have already completed one of my sleeves, and that's what we are going to start now. So I am going to give you guys just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and weave in my ends while I'm here. Yeah, so I'm going to give you guys just a second to get your ends weaved in, and then we will get started on our sleeve. Alrighty, so to start our sleeve, we're going to get a slip knot on our hook and make sure you have enough tail to weave in. And with the armhole facing us, I am going to attach, it doesn't really matter where, but I'm going to attach into the bottom of the first single into those remaining chains, that very first one to the front. I'm just going to attach in there with the slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to double crochet right back in that space. And I'm going to double crochet in the, let's see, if you look, right there is the top of a single crochet that's worked into. I'm going to double crochet into there. And then I'm going to double crochet across all these singles right here. The goal for this round is to get 25 double crochet around the armhole. So if they're not perfect, meaning if, you know, you got to skip one or add one or two, it's fine. All we need is 25 double crochets. Okay. Okay, I've got one more single to work into, or actually that one's been worked into, so I'm going to go into that one, and then I'm just going to jump across to that little space, and then I'm going to double crochet into the remaining loops of the chain right there. Okay, I've got one more. Okay, now I'm going to stop, and I've made it back to the beginning, so I'm going to stop and count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm going to count that again because I think I accidentally messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so I need to add 2. So I'm going to pull back just a couple. And I'm going to go ahead and work an increase, which that gives me 1 extra. So now I will have 24. I'm going to double into the next, double into the next, and then I'm going to increase into the last. So now I should have 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, good deal. All right, so once you get your 25, I'm going to get that tail out of the way. We are going to slip stitch to the first, slip stitch to that first double crochet. And that's the end of round 1. I'm going to bring you guys in. I notice you're kind of far back. All right, so for round 2, we're going to work a double crochet into that very first double. So chain 1, go right back in there with a double. And now we're going to we're going to double into the next 4. So that was 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be 5 double crochet right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I just pulled one out. Okay. Now over the next 2 double, we're going to work a double crochet decrease. So yarn over, go into the next double, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Stop, yarn over, go into the next double, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And that's your double crochet decrease. All right, so now we're going to double into the next 5. Ooh. One, oh, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Double crochet decrease over the next 2. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. Double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to double crochet decrease again. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. And now we should have 4 double crochet left. 1, 2, 3, and right there's that last one. So we're just going to double into the last 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so that's to end round 2. We're going to slip stitch to our very first double, chain 1, and now for round 3, 4, 5, and 6, we are going to just double crochet into every double around. So we're going to double crochet right back into that double we slip stitched into, right back in there, and double into each double. I'm going to go ahead and stay with you for this round and get it done. Just about there. I guess I thought I could get this done faster. I hate it having these like just silent spots in the video. I'm trying to get this done real quick. All right. One more to double crochet into. All right, so to end, we are going to slip stitch to our very first double and chain 1 and move on to round 4. And we're going to do the same thing for 4, 5, and 6, okay? So go ahead and get your 3 more rounds done. Sorry. And I'm going to get mine done off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I've finished that round 6 of double crocheting around. So I'm going to slip stitch to that first double, chain 1, and we're going to go on to round 7. So round 7, all we're going to do is single crochet into each double around. So I'm going to single crochet right back into that first double and work 1 single into each double all the way around. And once we make it around, we are going to slip stitch to our first single crochet, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to fasten off, and then we are going to work the little ruffle edge. All right, there's the last double, single into there, slip stitch to that first double crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. All right, so now for the ruffle around our sleeve for this little part, we are going to work, oh, I got my skein backwards. We're going to work 2 treble, back loop treble, into each single crochet around. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook, get my sleeve, and into the same single crochet, I got to get you guys adjusted a little, into the same single crochet that we slip stitched into to fasten off. We're going to go right back in there in the back loop with the slip stitch, and we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to treble right back around that back loop. All right, now we're going to work 2 back loop treble into each single crochet all the way around. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get this round finished off camera. Just 2 treble into each back loop of the single crochet, each back loop around, okay? So I will get mine done and I'll be right back. Okay, I have repeated that around. Tangled up in my yarn here. And to the back loop, I did my last 2 treble, so I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 4. So right there is the slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, right there's that 4th chain, so I'm going to slip stitch into there, chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet right back into there, chain 3, single crochet into that next treble, chain 3, single into the next treble, and that's what we're going to repeat for this last round. 3, single, 1, 2, 3, single, 1, 2, 3, single. All right, so I'm going to finish my round off camera and I'll be right back. All right, so I repeated that around. I just singled into that last treble, and that is actually the slip stitch, chain 1, first single crochet. So I singled into that last treble, chain 3, and now I'm going to slip stitch to that first single crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. And that is the end of our sleeve. So now I'm going to get these tails weaved in, and I'm going to stop my video, and you guys go ahead and get your second sleeve made. I'm going to get my ends weaved in, and when we come back, we are going to work the ruffle around the waist. So this ruffle right here, we're going to work that ruffle. All right, we're getting closer. Okay, I'm going to get my ends weaved in, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I got all those ends weaved in. Now to start the ruffle around the chest, we're going to start with the back of the dress facing us, or facing up. So the neck and the back of the dress are facing us. And what I want is just like on these sleeves, I want my double or my trebles facing up. I don't want so like if just pretend like these are on the dress, I want them to face like this and not like this, right? So however you need to lay your dress so that when you work your trebles around this ridge right there, the trebles are going to face you, not the dress. Make sense? Clear as mud, right? Okay, we're going to start with a slip knot on our hook, and of course make sure you have plenty of tail to weave in. And I'm going to come down here, and I can see that my first remaining loop from round 9, I don't remember what round that was. Well, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 was the first double crochets. If I'm not right, I apologize. So the remaining loops from round 13, I can see that my very first one is right here. And if it's not, if you guys miss one, or you don't exactly get the very first one, it's not a huge deal. It's not gonna hurt a thing. Just get the one that looks like it's the first one to you. Okay? And I am going to attach into that remaining loop with this is hard to do on camera, with a slip knot. Pull that tail, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and go right back into that remaining loop with a treble. All right, and now I'm just going to work 2 treble into each of the remaining loops all the way around, trying to make sure I only catch the remaining loop and not other stitches. All right, go ahead and do one more so you can see that my my trebles are facing up and the back of the treble is on the dress like that. All right, so work your 2 treble into each of the remaining loops all the way around, all the way around, and I will meet you when we get back to the beginning. All right, I will be right back. Okay, so I have repeated the 2 treble into each of the remaining loops all the way around. And now I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and right there is the top of that chain 4. So I'm going to slip stitch into that. Chain 1, go right back in there with a single crochet. Chain 3, 2, 3, and single crochet into that next treble. Now if you pull it apart, you can see there's the post of the treble, so the top of the double or the treble is right there, and it's just a little wonky looking from working into that chain. So I'm going to single into the next treble, chain 3, single into the next treble, chain 3, single, And that's what you're going to repeat for the last round of this ruffle. Chain 3, single to the next treble, chain 3, single, chain 3, single, chain 3, single, all the way around, and I'll meet you when I get back to the beginning. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back and I have finished working that round. Oh no, I haven't. I have one more treble to go into, so I'm going to chain 3, single into that last treble, chain 3, slip stitch to my first single crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. All right, so that is our little chest ruffle. So now what we're going to work, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but what we're going to work now, let me take her bonnet off, is this neck ruffle right here. All right, so ooh, I about threw her bonnet between my desk and the wall, and that's the not coming back from place. Okay, so to start our neck, we're going to repeat what we just did. It's 2 single crochet into into each of the remaining loops from the beginning chain, and then the single chain 3, single chain 3 around. And I want it to be the exact same way. So I'm going to have the neckline and the back of the dress facing up and facing me. Okay, so that way when we work the trebles, they're going to lay down like this, like how these are laying. That's how the neck's going to lay. So I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook and make sure I have enough tail to weave in. And I'm going to go right into the very first chain that I can see, the remaining loops of the very first chain, which I can see the legs of my single right there. See that? That's the legs of my single. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm just going to push my hook through there. Slip stitch, chain 4. And I'm going to treble right back in there. All right, now I'm just going to work 2 treble into each of the remaining loops from the beginning chain all the way around. All right. And just like most of the, well, just like every one of the ruffles we've worked so far, the stitch count does not matter. If you're off 1 or 2, it's not going to hurt a thing, okay? So, get back in there. So I am going to get this treble round done. See how that's going to lay like that? I'm going to get the trebles and I'll be right back. Okay, so I worked that around my collar, and I did work 2 treble into the same chain with my slip knot. So now what we're gonna do is, instead of chaining 1, turning, and then single crocheting and chaining 3 back around, we're actually, I want my single crochets and my chains to be facing up just like my trebles are. So what we're gonna do is chain 1 and pull up a loop. Make sure you have enough to weave in and cut that. And then we're going to come back to the first, or actually, I'm sorry, not the first, but that chain 4, and we're going to attach and work our last round. The reason being is because I want my chains and my chain 3, or my single crochets and my chain 3s to face the same way as my double crochets are. So that's why we're going to reattach. So I'm going to come to the top of that chain 4. So there's my slip stitch. There's my little bitty chain 1, 2, 3, and there's chain 4. So I'm going to slip stitch into that 4th chain, chain 1, go right back in there with a single, and chain 3. And go into that next treble, which I accidentally worked into, but that's alright, it ain't going to hurt nothing. And I'm going to single into there. Chain 3, single into the next treble, chain 3, single into the next treble. So go ahead and repeat that around your collar, and I will meet you when I get back to that last treble, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so I have worked that around the collar. I have one more, that very last treble to work into, and I already worked my single, chain 3. So I'm going to single into that last treble. Chain 1, pull up a loop, make sure you have enough to weave in, and cut. Okay, so now, oh, it's so pretty. I'm happy with how my colors came out. Look at that. I love it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. I'm going to weave in all my ends, and when we come back, we're going to attach the little buttons or little snaps or little hook and eye closures, whatever you want to use on your dress, or you can just use strands of yarn and tie a bow, or a ribbon and tie a bow. But I'm going to get my ends weaved in, all of them this time. No ends are going to be left. I'm going to make sure I got them on the inside too. Get that all done, and we are going to attach whatever we're going to use for the back of our dress. All right, so I will be right back. Okay, I got all of those ends weaved in. Now, I originally wanted to use hook and eye closures for the back of my dress, but I cannot find them anywhere, and I don't know what I did with them. So what I'm going to use are these these little sew-on snaps. They come from Walmart, and I'm going to use a yarn or a thread that I could find that I have that matches my dress the best I can. All right, but you guys can do whatever you want. You guys can use buttons. Just be aware that if you're going to use buttons, make sure they're the size that you can pop through your stitches. So you can pop through these stitches, or you can just weave a strand of yarn in and out, or 2 strands, a strand on each side, and just tie them together. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to put the dress on my doll, because I want the neck to be snug around her neck. I noticed it's a little loose, which is kind of weird because my first one, the one you can see right here, it's not like that, so I'm not 100% sure why this one is, but I am going to put my dress on her and kind of gauge where I want to sew my snaps on. All right, there's one arm. The hands are a little bit of a pain to get through the sleeve because her fingers are all stretched out. All right, so I am going to get all of her hair out of the way. Actually, I thought I had a hair clip right here. Give me just a second. I'm going to grab a hair clip and clip her hair back so I can work without messing her hair up, all right? I'll be right back. Okay, I am going to pin her hair up. You don't have to do this. I want to do this to just keep it out of the way for me and you. Trying to get it all in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to get a couple stitch markers, and I'm going to mark where I want to put my snaps. And I want to use 3. I want to use one at the very top, one in the middle, and then one right above that waist ruffle, so it'll lay on top of each other. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my piece together. So I'm just overlapping my left over my right side. Hold that down, and I'm just going to look at her. Oh, look at her hair. And see how I like that. Now, I like the way that looks, so I'm just going to hold on to this, and I'm going to put a stitch marker where my left side went over my right side. No, that ain't right. I want it on the edge of this side and right here on this side. My stomach just growled, if you guys could hear that. All right, so there's that. So I'm going to lay that back over. And now that kind of tells me, just bringing this over, I want right at the edge here. And right here on this side. So lay that back over. I don't have another stitch marker, but I'm going to put the last snap right here. I'm not even on camera. Are you kidding me? I'm going to do that over again because I want you guys to see what I was doing. I am sorry. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking this side, bringing it over to this side. And I like where that's, actually, I'm going to move it over just again. So right here is where I'm going to put the snap on this side. And on this side, I'm going to put the snap right there. So I'm going to lay that together, bring this over. I'm going to put a snap right around in here on this side. And then on this side, I want it right there. So I'm just going to put a stitch marker. All right, bring that back over. And now I'm just going to mark this side. I don't have another one for this, but I'm going to put it, I want to come down to about right there and put a stitch, a snap. So I'm going to put a snap here, 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 and here. And with these, it's the ones that you have to have two and they snap together. They're just like this. Oh, I dropped it. So it snaps together like that. All right, so one will go here, one will go here, well, on the reverse side right there, and then bring that over, snap it. All right, so I'm going to sew these off camera, okay, because I am not the best at sewing, and I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me. And if I did this on camera, this video is already over an hour. How about I just do one on camera with you guys, okay? One set. So what I'm doing is getting a long strand of my thread. Oh, that's probably a good 2.5 feet, maybe more. And I'm going to take my thread needle. I'm going to thread that. Okay, and now bring my two ends together. Hold that. And I'm going to tie this end in a knot. And then I'm going to tie a couple more knots right on top of that other one. So if you hold the knot as much as you can, it kind of keeps the knot that you're creating on top of the one you already did, if that makes any sense. All right, so now I am going to take my two pieces, and I want this one to go right there. So I'm gonna take out my stitch marker, put it where the stitch marker was, and not start sewing because I need to take it off my doll first. Duh. All right, without stabbing myself, take the dress off of the doll. Keep that placement. All right, now I'm going to start sewing this snap on. So I'm going to go in, come back out, in, come back out on that last hole right there. And then just keep going around and around and around. Make sure I've got it where I want it. All right, so now I'm just going to keep sewing around and around and around. I will be right back. Okay, so this one is sewn on. It looks horrible, I know. But before I go on to sewing this one on the underside of this side, I'm going to make sure it still snaps, because sometimes if you put too much thread in here, it'll come right out. So, or I mean, it won't come out. This side won't snap to this side. So I double check to make sure it snaps, and it does. So now what I'm going to do is just come over to this side on the inside of this flap and sew it on so it snaps shut just like that. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sew all these snaps on off camera because this one has aggravated me, so I'm going to cut it and start over again. All right, so I'm going to get these sewn off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gotten all my snaps sewn on there. Just like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and put it on her. So this is going to be the end of part 2. I'm going to go ahead in part 3. We are going to make this little panties, and then the bonnet, and then we're going to make a little headband in case you don't want the bonnet. So yeah, I think I am super happy with the way she's turning out. Especially the colors I chose. I wasn't 100% sure how this was going to turn out, but I am really happy. Get your thumb there. Her thumb got stuck in the sleeve. All right, this one in. But look in the description box. There's going to be links for part 1, in case you haven't seen that, and part 3. I about said part 2. Snap. Oops, I didn't mean to hit her head. Snap and snap. And there we go. There is her dress. Ta-da! Okay, so now all we need to do is we're going to make the little panties, and we're going to make the bonnet and little headband. All right, guys, so that is it for part 2. Go to the description box and click that link for part 3. And hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And also down in there in that description box, there's links to my Facebook group and my Instagram and my Twitter. So if you guys make these, I would love, love, love to see the pictures. Oh, I think you guys could come up with some really amazing color choices and dresses for these dolls. All right, so that is it for this one, and I will see you later. Bye.